Hey guys, this is Will Roundtree, your FICO certified credit specialist, credit mastery instructor for the J. Morrison Academy, author of 2 books, Credit is King, as well as Full-Time CEO, The Shit They Don't Tell You. But more importantly, I want to take you on this journey about financial literacy, the importance of credit, how to understand credit, and how to get to that money. Let's go.
Paul Thornton here, real estate mentor and real estate investor. And today I just want to go over a few quick tips on, building your A team, right? When it comes to real estate, real estate is, it's a multitude of things that make it all work and make the investment profitable and successful. So one of the easiest things to do is to buy the real estate, right? But when it comes to building your A team, that's when, that's what's going to separate, the good from the greats. You always want to have a good team of people around you and businesses and companies that you can go to. So, I'm going to give you a few of examples of what I do personally when I'm, calling different companies and what questions to ask them so, you can understand how to vet them out. So top of the list, we got property management. One of the biggest question that I'm always going to ask a property management company is what are the fees, right? Is it, the industry standards is about 5 to 10%. So, I definitely want to know that. The next thing is appraisal company. You always want to get an appraisal. You always want to know the value of your home. Are you overpaying? Are you underpaying, right? So we want to know that's some valuable information. So one of the things that I always ask appraisal companies is, how much is the appraisal? Typically the fee is going to be based upon the square footage of the home, right? Next, inspection company. Same thing. I want to know what type of inspections do they do? Do they do commercial inspections? Is it residential? And also, what are the fees for the inspection? Also, what's the turnaround time? In some cases, you might be in a deal and, you might be crunch time. You might not have that much time. So you want to know how long is it going to take them to get you that inspection back, especially if you're, up against your due diligence period and your the time that you have to purchase that property. Title companies is another big one. You want to know, how much is it going to close? How much is it going to cost to close on this particular unit, right? Because all this information is important when knowing how much these things are going to cost, because this is going to directly affect your all-in costs to your real estate investing, right? So, calling multiple companies, I usually call maybe, 5 to 10 of each particular company, just to make sure that, I'm exhausting all of my options and I'm making the best decision for myself and my team. Banks is really key, right? If we can't get the funding or if we can't get the financing, if we are looking to finance, then that's going to be huge. And also, having, multiple banks that you use, different banks have different products, right? So one bank might be good for one investment as opposed to another bank might be good for another investment. So, some of the things I'll, ask banks, are they a portfolio lending bank, right? Meaning, do they hold, that property on their books, or do they sell it over to Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, or what? Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, excuse me. And so that's very important, especially if you're buying under your LLC, right? What are the loan terms? Is it 7 years? Is it a 10-year? What are the percentages, right? How much are you paying per month for your interest rate? Last but not least, we have insurance companies. Some of the things I ask insurance companies is, how much are the policies? And so I usually get like 2 different policies just to kind of, compare the two. So I'll usually get like a 100% deductible, 100% rebuild, and a 10% deductible. So basically what that kind of means is they'll, cover 100% of the rebuild cost if there was something that happened to go wrong with the house, or it flooded, or it burned down, or whatever, and you would have a 5% deductible. And then I also have them run another policy, which is a 80% rebuild and a 10% deductible. So pretty much the same thing. The only thing that changes is they're only paying 80% of that rebuild cost, and your deductible is a little bit higher. So I hope this information was knowledgeable to you, and thank you for watching. See you soon.